Hello and welcome to another live stream. I'm Glenn Bixley, and tonight we're going to be playing Computer Tycoon. This is a management tycoon game where you have to design, build, manufacture, and distribute your own computer. So we shall bring chat back up. Hello and welcome, Gateway Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I am going to start a new one because last time when we played, the first one, we basically discovered the basics of how to build the computer. The second one, we actually started to build a computer. This time, we're going to get the logistics sorted because we couldn't quite sort out the logistics last time. But after going back and watching my replay, I very quickly worked out what I was doing wrong with the logistics. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now I am live streaming twice a day most days. This is my evening stream. That is 10 PM New Zealand. I do also do a lunchtime stream. Most days, anyway. Taking a wee while to load today. And it has crashed. Okay, seems this one does not like me flicking to my OBS. We'll get it to restart. Sorry about that. Some games get a little temperamental when you flick over to OBS. We'll just call the company G again. There we go. Okay. Now this is an early access alpha, so there may be problems with the game. If so, we will just report them to the developers as usual. Right, so press F1 to start the game. Okay, so we're going to skip the tutorial, I think. Is the tutorial going to help us? No, that was going to be more of a problem, because that wants us to start in certain areas. So we are going to start, of course, in New Zealand. Now, once you select your region, you have your marketing information, your country information, your logistics, where you spend logistics points in order to transport your goods. Now, this is where we were a little confused last time. So, of course, we can establish our site. It's going to cost us $1 million to set up. Now, first thing we're going to need will be our factory. I'm trying to remember where everything is. So this was our factory, was it? I'm having trouble. Site overview. Where does it actually say factory? Hang on, that's research. That's the office. Ah, there it is. There it is. I see it. It's on the hover over. Okay, sorry. So we want our factory, first of all. We're going to start that. We will also start our research facility. Now, the other thing we need to start is we need to develop our first computer. Now, if I remember how to do this, we go in and we need to give it a name. We need to then install your CPU, your memory. When you've upgraded a little bit, you stick in your GPU, everything else. You have to develop your own motherboard, all the rest of it, and install all the components into your computer. So of course the first thing we actually need is components. So we'll start with a CPU. And we'll keep our naming fairly simple this time, instead of trying to be complicated or anything. Where'd the cursor go? Right, CPU. And you need to set your base kilohertz, etc. Oh, sorry, we need to actually select what we want to put into it. So the first thing is our base clock. And then you can set how many kilohertz. Yes, kilohertz. This is an early computer. So we're actually just going to start out at 256 or so. 255. There we go, 255. That is actually the minimum, is it? 255 is the base minimum. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with base minimum. We'll put in dip memory and of course a heatsink. We're going to have all the basics, but we will keep them very basic. So in our naming convention we will be 255. Now, can we actually change anything else? No, we can't. There's nothing else to change in there. So this will be our first one, and it'll just simply be 255 kilohertz. I suppose we don't need the kilohertz. We know it's kilohertz, but it might change later, so we'll put that in. Okay. It will cost us $69,375 up front to produce that CPU. Okay, so we'll produce that. We're also going to need a motherboard. Now, we're not going to do anything fancy with the features or anything else. We're just going to keep our first system very, very basic. So this will be our... what are we doing to it? We're not actually adding anything. Basic value 4000. We'll just call this the G. Okay, it'll be the very first motherboard. You guys are going to have to come up with some better naming conventions than me. I'm not very good at imagining names for these sorts of things. We will need our power supply, so that needs an AC-DC converter and a heatsink. We're not going to do anything with quality once again. And we'll call that on. Very imaginative, as I said. And that will cost us $10,300 to produce. So you actually have to pay for all of these items to manufacture them before you can even produce your first computer. So dip memory, heatsink, and we will call this the 2.25 MHz. Okay, so we know basically what the speed is going to be on it. Oops, need to select our capacity. Go away. I thought we did. Okay. Oh, sorry, memory capacity. How much memory does it store? We can have up to 2 kilobits. So what do we got? Let's looking at our base price down the bottom. It starts at 45,000, goes up to 90,000. So if we average it out to 1 kilobit, there we go, 67,000. And that'll do. So we'll make this our base model, which will have 1 kilobit of memory. Or should we just crank it right up? No, let's just crank it all the way up. We're going to go 2 kilobits. We might as well. It'll make it easier when we make our next stick of memory. Whoops. And we will call this the 2.00 KB. Okay, so we know the speed of it, and we know the size of it. We'll consider our display first. We're not going to do anything fancy with it. It has blinking light indicator, so it's a very primitive display. We'll call it the blinker one. There's nothing fancy about it. 46,800 to produce. We need an operating system. We will have to research the operating system as well. I think we actually need to research that first. Let's have a look. Tech tree, operating system. Where was the operating system? Because we need that first. Yes, we need to get our command line interface. So add that to the queue. That's the first thing we need. I think we need a DIN connector. Maybe we don't. Okay, it's not on the list straight away. We will do a command line though. And I would like to try and get up to a decent monitor soon. So I think what we'll do is we'll take, that's the one we've already got. We're going to add glass teletype to the list. So we've already got a heatsink. Advanced heatsink is next. We can upgrade the fan. I think that's all we need for the basics. So let's go back over. New, right. So we will start to, last time we called this the GOS, because it's the G's operating system. We want to max out our operating system. We want something decent. Okay, so open Unicode. It's going to cost us $4,790 to produce the operating system. New storage was the last one. Heatsinks, Winchester Technology. What are we going to call this? Gee, it stores. Capacity 1 megabyte. 1 megabyte. And that will cost us $179,000 to produce that. But those are all the basic components. Then we need to put them into our machine. Okay, so memory module. We can just double click, CPU, double click. Oops, no removable media yet, Glenn. We haven't got that far. No GPU yet. We've got a power supply. Throw that in. Motherboard. Our display at the moment is the Blinker 1. The operating system is our GOS. And our storage was 1 megabyte. So those are our basic components that we have for the computer now. Okay, so to produce this, our upfront costs, once again. Now we need to, I've got to remember how to do this marketing. Hang on. Upfront costs, $3,200. There was a way to figure out the pricing. I can't remember. What we're going to do, it doesn't matter. We're going to set the price for filthy rich people at $4,000. Ah, that's a discount, Glenn. No. 0. Sorry. Right, price. 4,000. I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's over here. Sorry. The base price. There it is. Okay. So the base price, $4,000. We're going to give a discount. 40%. How does that look on their income? Okay, so they can afford that. If we go to these guys, we're probably going to have to give them like a 60% discount. They can afford that. The poor people are 70. No, that won't even be enough. Yes, it is. And poverty, they're going to get probably a 90%, I'd say. Nope, they can afford that. So we're keeping our prices within everybody's price range. Okay. If we can't sell it, we can then start offering more discounts after that. Marketing. I don't think we got into this tab last time because we're still trying to learn the basics at the moment. Okay, so we need to now test our machine.
The new computer model went into the testing phase.
Get stores. You like that name? So this looks like other computer design production games, but also the deal with transportation aspect is getting all the parts in the right place. Do I have that right? Yes. You've got to not only be able to produce your computer cost effectively within time to be able to beat your competition, but you also have to then be able to market and beat them in the real world type setting. So this is our computer now. We didn't actually name it. We probably should have named it. Can we still name it? Doesn't matter. I'm trying to remember how we sold it now. We have to go... Hang on, as our factory built. That's a good point. Let's jump back into New Zealand. Right, so we want to put into our distributing. We need to spend Oh, we don't have to do any. We need to do logistics. Now, we haven't got any points for logistics yet because we haven't built the logistics building. Now, where I had confusion on that last time was what the logistics actually did. And right at the very end, I just went crazy and just started buying into everywhere worldwide. And I actually figured out how the logistics work, or I think I did anyway. Marketing. Okay, so in here you can get your marketing information as far as your population, how rich are they. So rich countries are better for doing research. If you have poor countries, they're better for doing manufacturing. All that sort of thing plays into account. There is all that information in there. But we'll be looking at that as we go through again. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else we have to do before I actually start the game. I don't think so. So let's start it up. Factories, there we go. New Zealand. Right, so this is our first one. This is our first research lab going in. Our factory going up. We're going to have to build logistics, so we'll build that as well. At some point later on, we're going to have to get the likes of the marketing department, recreation, and of course an office. Now, I haven't 100% figured out what the office does, but we'll worry about that later.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Okay, so we can actually now start to manufacture the computers, I believe, and then we should be able to start selling. So yes, I am still trying to figure this out. The tutorial does not help, to be honest.
Your building upgrade has
Whoever
completed.
wrote the tutorial, their first language would not be English. So trying to figure out what exactly you have to do in what order isn't the easiest. Okay, so here's our main information. Now what you've got to look for is whether they like features, whether they want prestige, whether they want ease of use, or quality. So we're starting out in New Zealand. Most people here would like performance, capacity, and that's what they're interested in. So our next computer, we need to concentrate on performance and capacity as much as possible. Well, we haven't done too bad on the capacity because we did max that out on our machine. Performance, though, is going to be low. So hopefully we might be able to do all right in New Zealand to get started. The art style gives you Zoo Tycoon vibes. I mean, it's got that cute, very simple aspect. I would like to be able to build the buildings wherever I can, rather than be stuck with it's always going to be in the same place every time, every location. It'd be nice if we could maybe move them around and put in roads where we want them and how we want them, but unfortunately we are stuck with how they give it to us. Now I've got to figure out whether or not we are actually selling computers. Okay, so we do have 2 logistic points. Now that's where we were failing to figure out the game last time, so let's click on New Zealand again. Logistics. We need to put at least 1 point, I believe, into logistics here. Okay. Now we also want to find another country, that's going to buy our computers. So I would probably say, seeing as New Zealand is wealthy, we're going to probably want a poor country as well. So we'll go into marketing, and we can sort them by population. You can sort them by population, what they prefer, whichever. So we're going to have a look. We'll flick this around and we'll find a high population that is poor or poverty. Here we go. India. And they want capacity, which is what we've got. They would also like features. Okay. So we'll choose India. India is our second. And we can put logistics into India. What? 123 logistic points. Did I do that right? Cancel out. India, logistics. One logistics point gives you the ability to sell here. That's what I thought. So, what's the difference then? 5%? Oh, okay, so it's the reseller's cut. How much the reseller is going to take from us. Interesting. I think for now, we'll just settle for 1 with 5% cut, because we just want to get into the Indian market, get our foot in the market. Okay, so we're already selling. You can see we've turned blue, so we already have our foot in the market. And that must mean, in that case, oh, hang on, no, before we go any further, we need to make sure we are manufacturing enough computers now. Now that was done through the factory. Our factory is currently... Did our logistics get built?
You don't have enough manufacturing capacity.
Okay, we don't have enough manufacturing capacity. Good. Right. So that's what we need to figure out, is our manufacturing capacity and our logistics. Trying to remember how we did this. Of course, when you turn it up and down, changes... Yeah, that's right. Here it is. Your production points. So our output is 45,000. Our factory, so if we upgrade it, there's our factory, and upgrade it, that will increase our production points, which is the PP. You need your production points, the PP, to be higher than the demand, which is the DPP. So we actually want 191,000 computers. We're only manufacturing 45. So we could produce a lot more computers. So we're going to get this upgraded, and we will try to manufacture more. This game looks like has a lot of promise if it gets a user interface overhaul. Yes, I would love to see a user interface overhaul, but that's usually something that developers add later on, admittedly.
Your building upgrade
So I
has
am kind of
completed.
hoping it does come later. That would be good. A better tutorial. Yes. Somebody that speaks English helping him out, I think, would probably help on that one. Otherwise, of course, if he watched some of our YouTube videos, he could use the subtitles to make his tutorial better, I think. Because a lot of us use subtitles anyway, closed captions. And the ability to customize and interact with the layout of the factories on the map. I actually think there's a lot you could do with it as far as the customization. I mean, I would even go as far as to say I would like to have just simple ability to customize the road layout. Even simple things like that. It just gives you a feeling that you're more in control. When the factory is always going to be here, and this will always be the location of the research, you don't really feel like you have a lot of control over the game. Now, see, we're actually still not producing enough, so we're going to start manufacturing... What was that? Need recreation. Oh, well, okay. There's what the
You don't have enough
recreation
manufacturing
does.
capacity.
No, we don't. But we also don't have the recreation. So we now know what recreation is for. We cannot upgrade our factory any further without recreation. Brilliant. So we might as well stick in another office. And what was this one? Oh, this is recreation. What did I stick in? Marketing. Oh, okay. We're going to just do everything. In that case, we're going to max New Zealand out. We're going to get New Zealand ready to go. Rock and roll. Okay. So at the moment, yes, we are only able to produce 90,000 computers. The demand between us and India is 193,000. We have 0 logistics points available. And 1 research point. Now, that's a point.
Your
We need
building
to
upgrade has completed.
check on our research. Open our research queue. Okay, so we have 2 items in our research queue now.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Why are we not doing anything? Because we haven't built the research lab yet, have we? Oh, that's not the way out, Glenn. See, this is another pity. You got to click on this to go through there. But I'm sure the user interface and all that will get sorted out as he goes. Why are we not researching then? One research point should have us going. Why are we not researching? Are we researching? I think we are. I think we're researching this. It's just not very fast. It still says 0. What am I doing wrong? Oh, no. Okay. Up here. Command line interface is getting researched, and it's 3/4, 2/3. So it is getting researched. Yep. Okay. So then, what we're actually going to do, once we get this under control, and we are manufacturing enough computers, we can then start to look at maybe getting a second computer, upgrading this one so that we have something a little bit flasher. But we'll see how we get on. Looks like that's being done. Marketing is getting done now. Logistics is getting done. Research is still getting done. Can we actually... Sorry, that's fast. Requires recreation level 3, did that say? Oh, okay. Okay, that's a bit different. We require level 3 recreation. So which one was recreation? This one. Okay, so that'll be level 1. We'll boost that straight up to level 3. What I might actually pay is maybe I should get a factory somewhere else in the world, because we're 100,000 short. So if we get a second factory, we'd then be able to start producing another 90,000. So maybe, seem as our market is to India, and India is a low-income country, you can produce more in a low-income country. We're actually going to set up a site here. $1.3 million. We will go straight into the factory and get the factory going, so we can start to produce the computers to the Indian market. We're also going to want logistics, because we're going to want somewhere to store them. And we know that if we want to take our factory higher, we're going to want level 3 in entertainment. Now, because this is India and it's a poverty country, it will be cheaper to manufacture. So let's just go nuts here, and we will get this up to a level 3 entertainment. Get the factory up. We're on pause. Sorry about that.
Building upgrade has completed.
And we'll get this to be our main manufacturing hub now. So New Zealand will become our primary location, but we'll go to India for our main actual manufacturing. Yes, the game has recently come out. It's still alpha, early access at this point. It's available on Steam. I'm just trying to think. There is a link down there in the description. I'm pretty sure it's available on Steam. Yes, no, it is. It's a Steam game. Trying to think how I got this one. This one was actually a gift from Inside a Gamer, another streamer that I watch, and he decided this was up my alleyway. So he decided this would be something I would like. He wants to try it himself, but I think he's a little unsure on how to play it. So he thought, let me slog it out and try and figure out how to play it, and then he'll learn from my mistakes, I think. Which is all good with me. Now, I don't know if we need an office. After a while, offices are mandatory for other buildings, and they also give upkeep bonuses per LVL. What would LVL be? Oh, per level, I guess.
You don't have enough manufacturing capacity.
Don't upgrade them on an empty building site. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone for now. These are still going. We'll flick back over to New Zealand. How are we getting on? Okay, so we're now producing 135. We need 194. So we're actually doing pretty well. As far as last time, we were selling, I think, something like 60,000 computers. I don't know, it's probably less. I wasn't doing very well at all with it. if you actually look in the description too, it will actually tell you what year it came out. I'm pretty sure it was only last year. I do have all that down in the description, a link to the game, the year it came out, system requirements, that's all there. Yes, I am the test dummy for friends. That's quite correct.
You have researched a new technology.
Nothing wrong with that. I love testing out these alpha games, especially the indie games. I have a real thing for indie games. I find indie developers put more into it. They want their game to succeed, so they generally tend to care if things aren't working and try to fix it. Okay, our entertainment's not done yet. Factory's not done yet. We're not going to do research here. Now, research is best done in a rich country. Here we go. Laboratories give you research points to invest in new technology. Rich countries are cheaper for them. So what we'll do, same as New Zealand is the rich country, we'll have our research lab here, and we'll have our main manufacturing hub in India. $20. Is that what the price was?
You have researched a new technology. Your research queue is empty.
My research queue is empty, so that's an important one we need to fix. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't actually check the price on it. When somebody gives you a gift, you don't generally worry about prices. Okay, so we need to... we've actually done our screen. We've got our basic technology. I would like to actually probably go towards the keyboard.
Capacity.
I think I'd like to add keyboard next. After the keyboard, maybe go into the likes of a battery. Oh no, because that's for laptops. Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about computers, but knowing just exactly what is going to be the best technology, I'm not 100% sure. We could increase the bus. So we'll add the bus next. We don't need printers just yet. Power adapter, what's that going to do for us? This adapter can supply power needs for our portable devices. Okay, we're not going into portable yet. We could improve our heat sinks. With better materials, we can increase the efficiency. Okay, is that all it says? We could go up into BIOS. We'll add BIOS to the list. I know what BIOS is. That's very important. Okay, we're just going to leave that on the list for now, I think. That will do us. Let's take a look at the marketing tab. So 1974, we have lost 44,000, but most of that has gone into the manufacture. We have made a profit. Okay, it's not actually showing our profits. Total 20,000. Okay. I think this is it here, and then these are our expenses by the looks of it. Profit of negative 44,000. But we are doing all right up here. We should soon be into the green. Okay, so we've got a new technology. We're going to actually start to manufacture our next computer now, I think. New. So I think what we're actually going to probably do is our first one we'll do is we're going to put in a really good CPU. Now we can't change any of these.
You have researched a new technology.
That will cost us 119,000. Hang on, maybe we do that after the bus, perhaps. Would it be worth waiting until after the bus? No. No, we're going to start to develop our second CPU now. So that will be our CPU 275. Oh, that thing took me off. Do you mind? 275 MHZ. Okay, so that will be our next one. Of course, it's a 440. We probably should have put that on the first one too. 4040. 4040. 275. That will cost us 119,000. But we're going to have a new CPU to put into our next computer. So if we go down to our machine, we can archive this one.
You have researched a new
Actually,
technology.
I don't think we need to archive it, do we? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's still there anyway. So all those parts are now archived. You can see sales have started to drop off on that one. But we can actually go in and start to design our next one. So we could change this CPU and change it over to... How do we change this?
Your research queue is
I selected
empty.
the wrong one. Okay, so this would be our next one. And we would add that. Hang on. Whoops, I know what I'm doing wrong. CPU. Oh, double clicking on this one doesn't work.
Your research queue is empty.
Oh, our research queue is empty. They're pouring through that research. Okay, so while I'm trying to figure this out, let's have another look at our research queue. Open research. Okay, I think we want to try and get the likes of a tape drive or something soon. Maybe get some RAM. We could go to DRAM. We'll add DRAM. A BIOS with jumpers. That sounds useful. Does it actually say how long these things take to research? Okay, 264. If we go to a tape drive, that's only 50. So let's add that because it won't take long. And actually, let's look at how long these things actually take to research. Because if we actually go with the ones that are quick to research, we could probably add them earlier. We don't need alkali batteries. Compositor chip, I don't even know what that does. Oh, for data display. We'll add it. That'll do us for now. Okay, we're going to leave those on. That will give us a couple of items on the research. Steam says it came out in October 2017. Geez, that's a while away for still being alpha, isn't it? I'm curious to see what the roadmap is for the game. Yeah, I'm not sure what the roadmap is for it,
You
but...
have 1 year to get a positive account balance.
I mean, that means he's... Oh, you're serious? Oh, we're not far off. But then I spent all that money on the new computer. I didn't realise that. Oh. What? We're not selling any computers. Okay, what's going on? I'm not paying enough attention to what's going on here. We have stopped selling our computers. We are manufacturing lots, but we're not selling them. New Zealand. So what we can do is shut down this factory. Actually, let's just turn it all the way off, because India is going to be our main manufacturing. Let's head over to India. This factory is producing 135,000. What I don't know is why we've suddenly stopped selling. Somebody else must have taken our market. How much can we store? 2,000 of 2,000. Okay, so let's actually turn our factory off for a moment. Oh, right down. We'll up our logistics. I don't have enough money. True, of course I don't. We need to turn this down. Okay, so we don't really need to be manufacturing if we've got 2,000 in storage. If we turn this down, we will lose storage space. We could probably turn this down because we don't need... Yeah, we can't turn that down. Okay, I'm just going to try and work out how we can quickly save some money here. So our factory in New Zealand is off. Our office cannot be turned down. Our research can. So let's turn that down because we do not need to be investing so much money into research right now. We'll put 5% into research. Marketing. Let's turn marketing right down because we need to save some money right now and get out of debt. 5%. Logistics, we'll leave that as it is because we need the storage capacity. and we can't change this one. So hopefully that will now bring us out of debt. We now need to figure out why we are not selling. Actually, no. Let's go to the world map first. Okay, so somebody else has taken over our market in India. We still have the New Zealand market. Okay, let's have a look at New Zealand first. Right. Market survey. This is not telling me what I want. Where's the other information? Oh, let's just go to the other tab. It's easier. Market list. Okay. India. Let's start from here. Now we have capacity. They don't care about capacity. We are going for performance now. So that's our next computer that they're going to want. The one that we are currently developing. And what about New Zealand? So let's see what New Zealand wants. New Zealand, right. 83% on capacity. So that's why we still have the market there. And they don't really care about much else. Okay. So I think our next computer should hit it. But I think it's just simply a case of we need to check our prices now. No, not market list. I need to go to... I've got to remember how to do this. Nope. Where is it? The point where we set our prices. No. Reseller cut. What is that one? Oh, okay. It shows you how much cut each reseller is taking. So India has a low reseller cut, whereas China has a high reseller cut by the looks of it. Tax rate. Okay. So if you actually combine those two, you could actually look for a good place like down here maybe to sell. Algeria possibly. Let's try that. Let's see if we can get Algeria. Can we put... Yep, we can put a point in there. So because we've got at least one logistics point, we can actually put it into here. What is their... They have 17 million people and their poverty. Yeah, let's give that a go. Let's put 1 point of logistics into the Algeria. And what about down here? 8 million. Can we go here? Logistics, 1 point? No. Okay, so oh yes we can. We've got 1 point to put in. So okay, we'll put a point into Yemen. And that will now give us sales in Algeria, sales in Yemen, sales in India, and sales in New Zealand. So hopefully that will pick us back up off the dirt. We're not manufacturing anything. Oh no. What's going on? India. India, factory. Produce. Okay. So we have 2,000 in storage. 45. Okay, so we're actually starting to produce. We can turn this down because we're not selling. We still need to set our prices by the looks of it. How do we do that? How do we do that? I've got to remember how to change the price. Is it this one? Yes, pricing. Okay, so nobody's buying it at all. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to give 10% discount to the filthy rich. 50, 70, 80, and we'll try 90. We'll see if that sells it. Profit, minus $5. Okay, that's probably not a good profit margin then. 85, $195. Unit cost. Gee, that's cheap. That is really cheap. Okay, so is that now locked in, is it? Okay. We need to build a new computer. CPU is the new one. Oh, was that the right one? Yes. So the new CPU, the same memory. Oops, we've got no media, Glenn. No GPU. Power supply. Throw the same one in. We want our storage. We want our motherboard. We want our display. We want our operating system. And we will set this one at $4,000. Okay, so now let's try and set up some prices. So these ones hopefully sell. Okay, that's too expensive. 25%. Nope, they still can't afford that. 30%. Okay, so they can afford it. These guys are going to need like 40%. They can afford it. These guys will need 45%. They can't afford it. So we'll give them 50%. But they still can't afford it. 55% discount. No, that's too much. 53. I want them to scrape and save to afford that. These guys, we're going to have to give them a massive, probably 70%. Whoops, what happened there? 70%? No, that's too much. Try 65% profit. Okay, they can afford that. So in theory, everybody can afford this one. That should be on the ready to go. So we need to test it. You don't have enough money for the upfront costs. Oh, that's a bit of a pity. We need to come out of debt. We need to start selling these computers. Why are we not selling any? Okay, it says we're in Algeria. It says we're up here. But we're not selling. Demand production points. Tells you the needed production points. But we don't have any demand. Why is there no demand? Do we just simply have to change the prices again? I mean, I don't want to keep changing our prices all the time. You're going to head to bed. Okay, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Hopefully we'll see you again. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more content. Okay, let's throw a production point into Australia. We need to just start trying to sell. What about the USSR? No. Whoops. Settle down. Can we break in down here? We can. Okay, we're just going to start throwing some production points, some logistic points around. And just try to sell in as many countries as I can, I guess. Japan? Will they buy it? We're still not getting any demand. Why not? Is it simply the price? It must be. It must be the price. Okay. Whoops. No, not that. This one. My computer. Pricing. Let's change the base price. $3,000. Okay. Let's see if that does anything for us. We need the DPP to change. 2,000? Come on, these computers are getting cheap. These ones are getting given away. Something must be wrong. If we're giving computers away and they're not buying them, there's something definitely wrong. What have I done wrong? Because there is just no demand. Okay, I've done something wrong again. What is it? I've got to figure this out. Okay. See, even in my own country, I'm not... How do I switch that off? How do I just switch that off? Can I not just switch these off? Come on. Right. I mean, it says that I control the market. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? It can't be the price, because I'm giving the darn things away. This doesn't really give me any information that helps, does it? No. What would it be? Why have I stopped selling? Come on, more information, please, game. Okay, so it's all home computers. Market share. G. So global market share, I did all right. But now it's stopped. Do they just not like my computer? Did I leave it too late to produce a new one? Is that what it is? And I spent way too much money on research. Most of it is wanted prestige. Purple is capacity. I'm thinking I just missed getting my second computer out in time. Economy levels. Most people are in a poverty country. I think that was us, wasn't it? Can't remember which character we chose. I think it was that one. So we haven't done too badly overall on that either. India, we've got a lot of fans in India. We're doing really well on the fan site. I just can't figure out why we're no longer selling them. I mean, India I can understand. Somebody else took over the market there. What happens if I do that? Will that actually help bring back India? I mean, I'm just not getting any demand. Why? Is it because the computer's so rubbishy? There's nothing I can do about that until we come out of debt. And I'm not going to come out of debt until we can sell a computer. Okay, that's off. Can't turn that off. Stop research. Stop marketing. No, I can't afford to turn down logistics because we need to store those computers. Okay, I can't turn anything else off there. But we're just... Why is there no demand? What have I done wrong this time? I don't know. I'm thinking I might have to start again. I can't figure out why they're not selling. What have I done wrong? I think I might have to start again. I might have to start again. Okay. I've obviously done something wrong. Is exit going to take me out of the game? Or back to the menu? Okay. So let's try again. Maybe I should have built a better computer right up front. Build a decent computer. So it's the best in the world sort of thing. Right off the bat. It's going to cost me more. But it should hold its own for a while and I can drop the price down instead of having a piece of junk. So let's try that. Okay, and we will once again start in New Zealand. Okay, so we want logistics. We want to buy ourselves a factory. What is the market value of New Zealand at the moment? Is it poor? Because it does change, I noticed. It's not always the same. New Zealand, it's rich. So this will be good for our research lab. Okay. So put in our research lab here. Put in logistics here. Put in an office here. But then we want a poor country. So I'm thinking Algeria. Wealth is poverty. So we are going to do logistics in Algeria. And we are going to set up a factory in Algeria. So that's our factory. And we want logistics. We're also going to want their entertainment, so we can upgrade that later. Okay, now let's try building ourselves a computer again. So, new CPU with everything on it. We're going to make this the sweetest CPU out, so there's nothing else we can upgrade. So this will be the 4040 275 megahertz, and we can't increase the cache, we can't do anything else. Okay, so that's as good as we can get that. So create that. New. Motherboard. We're going to make this good too. So we will call this... It needs a DIN connector. 15% Mobo 1. 15% Mobo 1, because it's got graphics and storage at 15%. So we'll create that. New power supply. We'll make this our 15 ohm, a 15% ohm. Yeah, no ums. We can't do anything with it to upgrade it, so we're going to create that. New. We want our memory. We're going to fully upgrade that. Can't do anything with that or the capacity all the way up. So that is a 2.75 MHz 2 kilobit. Whoops, yep, 2 kilobit. 2 kilobytes, not 2 kilobits. Everything else can't be touched. So, yep. We will create that. New. Storage. It stores 15%. Very imaginative. 1 megabit. Megabit. Doesn't really matter. It's a megabyte. Okay. Create that. New. Hey Ollie, how are you, mate? How does this game work if you if not seen it before? You have to design, manufacture, market and distribute your own computer. So at the moment I'm in the process of developing it. We've just developed our CPU. Whoops. We've just developed our CPU, our motherboard, our power supply, our RAM, our storage. Now we're doing our display, which is a blinking lights display. We're going to make everything maxed out. So, it blinks 15%. So we know that everything's maxed out to 15%. This is your basic upfront costs and everything. What I'm doing, my last one was very basic and it failed. Took off well, but it failed. So we're going to produce a second computer. And this one I'm hoping will do better. So this is our GOS, our GOS, and we will create that. Okay, so those are all the components for our computer. I'm actually wondering if, at 86,000, could we afford to produce 2 different computers, I wonder? No, I don't think so. We're just going to go with this one. Okay, so, computer. Right, new computer. It's a home computer. We'll set our price at $4,000. Our memory is that one. Our CPU is that one. Our removable media we haven't developed yet. Whoops. Our GPU isn't done. Our power supply. We'll put in our storage. Put in our motherboard. Put in our display. Put in our operating system. Okay, we do not have removable media or a GPU yet. The upfront cost for this will be $6,000 to produce it. And this computer will be a level 1 of 30. It will be called... What is it going to be called, Ollie? We'll call it the It Sucks. I think that's a good name. Okay. So, at $4,000, we're going to try and sell this baby off. And I'm actually going to leave it as it is at the moment and see if anybody buys it. If they don't buy it, we're going to change the prices later. Now... okay. So we can actually tutu with these. Right. Main target group. Cheapskates, workers, casuals. Right. Okay, I haven't actually tooted with this part before. Channel focus, billboards, magazines, radios, television and games. Campaign size, small, huge, market size. Okay, well I don't know what any of these actually do. Prestige is definitely important. Quality is going to be important. Ease of use. Okay, we'll actually just put all of these to important. But performance, I think, will be... No, prestige. Prestige will be essential, won't it? I don't know. I have no idea what that even does. Anyway, let's test it.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Now, you can market it. And it is now, in theory, up for sale. So, if we start the game, we need to get our factory going. As soon as our factory is ready, we already have a demand of 5,000 computers, which we can't meet. We probably should have built the factory before we actually started to try and market, I think. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure these things out. Because we had more demand before. And our demand is actually dropping. That's not good. Hurry up, factory, get done. Yeah, no, I'm still trying to figure out the basics on how this game works.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Okay, so we are now producing 45,000 computers. And we have a demand for 4,000. So we can actually turn that down. So long as we are producing more in the PP section up there. Okay, so we're producing more in PP than we have in demand. Our logistics can store 2,000 computers, so it's now starting to currently fill up. We need to go to the world market. So currently we are selling to Algeria and New Zealand. Let's put a point into India. I'm going to put a point into United States. And a point into Brazil. Now that will take too many of our logistic points. But at the moment, I want to try and start selling these computers. So now we need to get back to our factory and we need to start producing more. But Algeria is going to be our main factory now. So Algeria is where we'll beef up our production to meet up with demand. Okay, so that's at 45. It's still not enough.
Your research queue is empty.
We'll go to New Zealand. Hang on. New Zealand, the factory is at 100%. And the factory here is at 100%. So we're going to upgrade the factory here. Because we're not meeting demand. We want to try and have the production points just fractionally higher than the demand points. So we need to definitely get more production going. So I'm actually going to upgrade this factory as well. It is cheaper to produce them in Algeria than it is in New Zealand, but we also need to make sure that we aren't undersupplying. Okay, Algeria's factory should be damn near done. Yes.
Completed.
Okay, here we go. So we're now starting to produce 90,000 for a demand of 78,000. So we're now meeting demand. So what we can do is go back to New Zealand, go to the factory here, and we can actually turn it down a little bit.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Oh, demand's dropped off.
Your research queue is empty.
Yep, we're not doing research just yet. We are trying to get this sorted first. Okay, by turning this right down, we're able to save money. We're now only on 5% production. We're still producing into our storage. Our production points are higher than our demand, which is what we need. Meanwhile, Algeria is producing the bulk of the supply. We are now finally in profit for the first time ever. Okay, so I must be actually starting to figure this out. So first thing I want is to improve our display. We're going to go straight up to composite monitors, I think. Oh, no. No, hang on. Remove. We need... Mistake. Hang on. Remove. First thing we need is command line interface. So from command line interface, actually, we're going to go to a BIOS. And then we'll go to the glass teletype. With a keyboard. And a printer. What does time sharing do? Innovates time sharing operating system. So no application can keep the computer resources forever. Yep. Okay, so we'll add that to the list. So that gives us a few things to now research. Head back to our factories. How are we doing? We're still producing more than we require, which is good. We're making a profit, which is excellent. So we're actually getting somewhere, finally. So let's head back out to the world map, because we can actually take more demand now. Are we selling here? We are. Okay, we're just going to leave it on 1. Because we want to try and spread the love around, so to speak. Oops, let's go to marketing. And I think for a start, we shall list our countries by their wealth. Oh, we need to move the slider. Is our problem? Move that. So our filthy rich. We'll put a point into the filthy rich countries. Okay, let's see what that does to our manufacturing. Okay, demand still hasn't outstripped production, which is good. So Algeria is definitely keeping up. Whoops. Algeria, go into the factory. We can turn that down a little bit. Oh, hang on. Is New Zealand still producing? Because if it is, yes it is. We don't need to be producing in New Zealand anymore. What does matter here is probably the logistics. So we'll spend some money. Requires a level 2 office, did that say? Yes, it did. Okay, so we will upgrade the office then. Head back over to Algeria. And we'll do the same here. Upgrade their office. Now this is where all of our manufacturing is getting done, so we can turn this down because it's currently outstripping the demand. We want to have it just fractionally over, so we are producing more than we need and some going into storage. So long as we've got some going into storage. Okay, 42.6 will do for now. No, that's going up. Demand is going up still. 41.
Your building upgrade has
It's
completed.
fluctuating. We'll just make sure that we don't run out in our storage.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Oh, you're still not ready. Okay, well our storage is full, so there's no point. We might as well reduce that right back. 30%. We need to... There's no point manufacturing computers that we can't store. So we'll let that come down a little bit. We'll use up our storage. What level is that? Does it actually say what level? Where does it say what level? Next level decreases cost, but it doesn't actually say what level it is now. Okay, so can we do it? No, we can't. We're not on level 2 office. Okay, so upgrade the office. Go to New Zealand. That one's been upgraded. This should be able to be upgraded now. There we go. Excellent. And back to Algeria. To upgrade this, we need to have recreation centre. Okay, so the recreation centre, we upgrade that as well. Now, be careful on how much money you're spending, Glenn. We want to try and be profitable this time around. If possible. We still have computers and storage. Now, this is a universal storage. It's combined between all of our storages throughout the world.
Your building upgrade has completed.
So we don't have to keep flicking back and forth between countries to find out. Algeria, you can slow down on your production because we're producing more than we need.
Completed.
Okay, so we can now store 3,500 computers. We have a demand for 20,000 and we're producing 18,000. So we can actually sell more.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Not to China you can't, and not to the US. Nope. What about Indonesia? Would you like to buy our computers, Indonesia? You can have some. Egypt. How about you? Would you like to buy some? Libya. We're just going to try and stick a point into most of these countries, but make sure we don't get our demand too high. So back to our factory in Algeria. Producing 20,000. Everything looks good there. Can we upgrade our logistics again? Yes, we can. Good. And New Zealand, upgrade our logistics again as well. Okay, office level 3. Office level 3, upgrade. Right. So that way, if we've got plenty of storage, we're not going to be running out of computers all the time. And it means we can turn down the production a little bit when we need to. Now, you're not producing at all. You are. And we can currently turn you down because you're producing. Okay, demand. No, demand is outstripping. Okay. So let's just try and find a few more countries that we can sell to.
Your building upgrade has completed. Your building upgrade has completed.
Right now, I don't really care who we sell to, as long as we're selling computers and we're able to supply them. We're going to have the best computers in Africa. How are we doing? Demand is going up. Okay, we need to produce a few more. So Algeria, whoops. Popping in, go to our factory and up our production some. Let's go up to 50 for now. And we'll just produce a whopping amount because we've got good storage there. Well, that's better. Production of 45, demand of 40. Okay, let's head back out and let's keep trying to sell. Are we selling here? We are. Okay. We're going to sell to the Philippines. We'll sell to Japan. I don't really care who we sell to right now. We're just going to start flooding the world with our computers. Okay. course, keeping an eye to make sure we're still able to supply. Now, $60,000. We're going to want to start to work on a second computer soon. We're doing alright. We have some in storage. And we are still managing to sell. So I'm pretty much just going to try to spread the love around to as many countries as I can. And then try to keep up with demand. That's my plan. And for now, we're just going to put one logistic point into each location. If I need to put more in later on, I can do so. How are we doing? We're running very short on computers. We're going to need
researched a new technology.
Going to need to do something about that soon. But we have researched a new technology, which is good. Means we'll better start to improve our computer. Okay, we've still got enough computers and storage for now. I'm just going to keep trying to sell to as many countries as I can. A lot of these countries are not going to be able to afford our computer anyway. But it doesn't matter, because when we change to another computer,
you have researched a new technology,
and we drop the price of this one, they might be able to afford it. For now, my priority is just trying to get as many markets open as we can to try and sell some computers. Okay, we have run out of manufacturing capacity, I've just noticed. Whoops. Boom. All the way up. Get them coming out, because we've got a lot of demand. We've got a lot of demand. Okay, let's flick over to the New Zealand factory. We'll crank that up. Okay, can we upgrade? Upgrading. New Zealand's not where we want the upgraded factory. We're going to upgrade here. Need recreation level 3 is still not done. Okay, upgrade. Because we will do most of our manufacturing in Algeria. But for now, we want to try and meet this demand that I've managed to bring in. I will calm down on trying to find new markets now, because we can't supply what we have.
You don't have enough manufacturing capacity.
No, I know. It's awesome,
Your
isn't
building
it?
upgrade has completed.
Okay, excellent.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Okay, so that's the Algeria one. Right, there we go. Step that up to the next level. Production is now managing to supply what we need. Good. Okay, so we're going to start to manufacture our second computer. So this will be... what did I call the last one? Gee, it sucks. Okay, so this is going to be...
You have researched a new technology.
To be better.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Very imaginative in the names. Okay, now... what was our new technology? It wasn't the display, was it? Hang on. Let's go to research. Open the queue. Glass teletype is what we're working on now. Okay. So yes, we're currently still researching bits and pieces for the new computer, actually. So we don't actually need to put that on the market just yet. So let's head back to our factory. Demand is now lower than our production, so we can turn down our production. Let's go back to New Zealand. Turn that all the way off.
You have 1 year to get a positive account balance.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that we were producing so many that we didn't need, and it's all been getting wasted. So there's another mistake made. See, we've got 5,000 computers, and we were just spending, what, $118,000 a day to produce computers that we couldn't use. So that's just put us 600,000 in debt. Unfortunately, not good. Okay, so our demand is still low. Let's turn down our production here as well. Hopefully that might bring us out of debt. Because production is low. Production points are now off. We have demand for 150, but we have some in storage. So we will sell off what's in storage while we try to recover some of this debt. And meanwhile, our research is still getting done. Could probably crank that speed up a little. Just watching what's in storage there. Slow it back down, because we're going to need to start to produce again. I don't want to be producing too many, because then we're paying for it all. Okay, so that's now, production is lower. We have some in storage. 20,000. It's keeping us alive for now. I want this debt to come down. And the only way to really get that debt down is to lower our costs. So that's not doing anything. That's as it is.
You have researched a new technology.
Research. Marketing. We can actually turn that down. So what would happen if I turn your storage down? Okay. And therefore we keep logistics here. We don't seem to be making a lot of money. Demand is still higher. What's going on? Maybe we need to slow down our research. That's what we need to do. That's getting done in New Zealand. So, cut that right back. For now, we'll go 5%, I think. 582 per day. Yeah, hopefully that will bring us out of debt. Now just keep an eye on making sure we've got computers, making sure our demand isn't outstripping supply. We're going further into debt. What is going on? 628, 626. Oh no, we're coming down. Okay, we could possibly turn down our factory a bit more. Try and save a bit more money. 10% for now. Just to sell a few that are sitting on the shelf. Get back up. Whoops, went down too low. I don't want it to stop. 10%. No, Glenn, quick. Need to keep...
You have researched a new technology.
Got to keep the production higher than the demand. Otherwise we run out. Oh, we need to turn that logistics back up. Okay, back up to 5. Okay.
You have
That's now at
researched a
110.
new technology.
Okay, sounds like our research is doing okay. Time sharing. Okay, so I think now... Sold. Okay, so we've sold 54,000 of those. Hang on, what's going to be the big selling feature on this one? The display, isn't it? Gee, it blinks. No, we need a new display. Ah, that's right. Of course we do. Okay, so slow down time. We need to go in.
You went bankrupt.
Ah, I went bankrupt. Okay. Okay, I wasn't keeping an eye on the sales and things. I am kind of enjoying exploring this one, though. Yeah, I'm going to come back. I'm definitely going to take another look at this one. I know it's not terribly popular, but hey, I'm enjoying it. I don't really care. So I will come back and take another look at this one in a few days or so. But yes, look out for another live stream tomorrow. I do generally 2 live streams per day. That is at lunchtime New Zealand and at 10 p.m. So the next stream will be in 12 and a half hours or so. So if you like the content, please subscribe. It does help my channel. And giving it a thumbs up helps with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. This was Computer Tycoon, and I am Glenn Bixley.